Howdy y'all, Arden the GM here. I'm working on a D&D in the Wild West and world building for a historical fantasy video series that will hopefully come out soon, for which this particular session is a prelude. There's a couple of caveats. My mic is very quiet here, which I intend to fix for the future with OBS. Rules lookups and Foundry growing pains are cut out for brevity's sake. Any blatantly incorrect rules are in the pinned comments, and the subscription button's actually near there too. Maybe check that one out as well, especially if you're curious to see what else I got in store. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it down in the comments. If there are any rules I missed, please put them there as well. Thank you, and enjoy. After your somewhat unsuccessful run in your last town, you've decided to come to this new town close by called Sunwall. As you approach, the first thing that captures your gaze is the breathtaking view from the edge of the cliffs upon which Sunwall is built. A panoramic expanse that stretches to the horizon where the heavens seem to meet the earth in a seamless dance of light and color. The sunsets here are unlike any other, casting a warm golden hue that bathes the entire town in a soft ethereal glow. Rustic structures crafted from local timber and stone cling to the cliff's edge with a tacit determination. Narrow cobblestone streets wind their way through the town, connecting quaint shops, bustling markets, and the inviting glow of the local tavern. The architecture, distinctly Western in style, is juxtaposed by the multicultural decorations that adorn them. Aside from the classic Western skulls, ropes, and trophies, colorful Mexican ribbons, banners, and fruit stands lie along the main roads. Yet most notably, or curious, are the Asian decorations. Well, some kind of Asian. Neither of your characters would probably be very familiar with it at all, in fact. They're not quite Chinese, and they're not quite the recently culturally emergent Japanese who have, at this point in history, just come out of their isolationist policies. Simple, but beautiful, marks all of those decorations. But the smells and the sounds are what really pull you in. Rich Western cooking mixes with cigar smoke and chew tobacco, accented by curious fermented Asian spices and delicious barbecue pastor. The sweet scent of fruits from street vendors are accompanied by many a cry to purchase. There is also, however, a thronging crowd on the main street today. The road is adorned with the American political classic, the half-circle red, white, and blue banners marking a government occasion, as the mayor, Alexander Laurent, his speech. Of course, every great venture encounters obstacles, and we may encounter opposition from those resistant to change, clinging to the familiarity of the past. But I assure you, my fellow citizens, to cast aside such hesitations. With unity and determination, we shall overcome any hurdles that may arise. I beseech you to see beyond the surface of my words, to grasp the opportunities that lie beneath. Together, we shall embark on a journey toward a future that promises prosperity, a future where our town's name will be spoken with a reverence reserved for those who dared to grasp destiny's hand and take it by the reins. May our endeavors lead us down a path illuminated by the glow of prosperity, no matter the cost. And with that, the crowd erupts into a raucous applause as their mayor gives one final bow, and his attendants take over to discuss or to give the state of affairs to the crowd. Now, stepping down from the wooden, creaky platform, Laurent confers with his daughter, fixing his... How'd I look, Opie?
Honestly, you did a wonderful job, Father. I can't believe you've embarked on this new mission for the town.
Thank you. Sometimes I worry about these people. I fear that they do not quite grasp the magnanimity of what we are trying to accomplish here. But in any case, I trust that you will be taking good care of yourself tonight, not hanging out with any of those unruly characters. You can see San in the crowd already walking towards you.
Oh, don't worry, Father. There's nothing to be concerned about. You know me. I'll be at home.
Right. Well, I unfortunately must mate with the Dawsons tonight, as you are aware. I'm sorry that I could not invite you to dinner, but this meeting is of rather high import. I would not want to concern you with it. quite yet, but soon, he says, and he gives you a, I don't know, how does he show his affection to Opie? Is he like very touchy? Is he just very like oddly businesslike? What's he like here?
He's oddly businesslike.
Okay, he will give sort of like a reassuring pat on the shoulder then. But soon you too will be holding this mantle, and you will guide this town. Fear not. In any case, he'll say, I'm off. And without very much ceremony, which is rather ill-befitting of a father, you might think, but has unfortunately become the norm for you, he is already gone, talking with a group of rather wealthy-looking people, possibly investors, possibly related to the railroad that he is trying to construct here. And Opie is left to her own machinations. Are you attended by a servant? It's up to you, I suppose, but I'm sure that you have the power to wish them away if you want.
We'll say no for now.
Okay. So we'll say that given that you are the mayor's daughter, you have a reputation of being this sort of unapproachable figure of high southern class that is very desirable but almost feared in a sense by the townspeople. Not that Ophelia is a particularly abrasive person, and in fact is probably a pretty nice person, all things considered. But people just tend to not really talk to you unless they get to know you really well, as San does as he approaches and pushes through the crowds. You want to give do you guys both want to give a description of your characters as you meet up? And Langford, you're kind of like on the road somewhere along with Prickles, and we can get to y'all.
Before we continue, just want to re-clarify some things. Which state is this?
This is Texas.
Okay, we're in Texas.
Yes.
Has the Civil War? I assume because of my character's backstory, we're in the thick of the war right now. Or
yeah, so
is this town kind of distant from it?
Yeah, so this town is pretty distant from the war. It is still happening, but it's a very culturally diverse town in the desert, which means that it doesn't have many plantations around it, meaning that it doesn't have particularly fervent opinions one way or another. It is also a town with a large community of Mexicans and Koreans, to the point where it's about one third in terms of diversity. In reality, Koreans actually didn't immigrate to the U.S. until almost 1895, I think, when the Old West was ending. Mostly just university students and stuff like that. So we've fast-tracked it sort of, but more in the sense that this particular community is a large group of Korean families that came by like quite some time ago, probably 1 or 2 generations ago. And all the original immigrants from those families are very old now.
That's cool.
So
it's very unique in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So as a result, the Civil War is kind of detached from it, which makes it a pretty good place for LaGrange. I think if he knew that the area was like very Civil War centric, he might be maybe a bit more cautious. Maybe he wouldn't go there, but
yeah,
he can rest assured that nobody will recognize him here, or not nobody, but it's not likely that somebody would recognize him here. So yeah, San and Opie, do you guys want to give some descriptions as your characters meet up?
Sure. San is a pretty big guy, both in height and also buff. He's a boxer, but very friendly. Walking up to you with a big smile on his face, just generally excited, and as he walks by, people waving hi and such. Even at your dad, when he passes by, just smiles at him, says hi, is completely ignored, but some fist bumps, some shoulder bumps.
Rubbing shoulders with the locals, so to speak.
Tries to dab up your dad.
Is he? How tall is he? Is he like San? I don't know how tall San is.
Google on height. I thought he's 5'9".
Is San a real character or real person?
It's based on a real person.
Real K-pop idol, but it's mostly just for.
It's based on a character that he plays.
And then the name San has cool significance, so. Like the family named him very specifically San for like XYZ reasons. I wish I remembered, but
it's because San means mountain in Korean, and it's not typical that there are one-syllable names. But since they thought it was like a more powerful to just give one syllable, they named him Mountain. Also, because he has big shoulders.
Yeah. What does Opie look like?
Even as a baby.
Opie is decked out in her white garb. A long skirt adorns her waist, and she whips around to turn to San. Her blonde hair flips in the wind.
Whoa. Crazy.
Well, Opie's very graceful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I think she has a
They're
very
kind
high
of like
charisma, right?
contrasting each
Yeah.
other.
Actually,
But
both
both
have the
very
same charisma
charismatic
almost.
people.
Yeah. It's sort of
Yeah, so
the
both very
elegance.
That's
charismatic,
what
but in
binds us
different
together.
ways.
Yes, the elegance, the picture of southern elegance for
Oh, a Southern
for
Belle.
fear of
Yes.
romanticizing that concept.
Yeah.
I will still nonetheless employ it as given the era and given the location, it would be sort of the beauty standard of the time. That said, I still think that slavery is really fucked.
Don't worry.
It's kind of a hot take, guys.
the non
Whoa,
take,
I don't know if I can
but
agree
I
with that
think
one.
slavery is bad.
No, I'm
Whoa.
just
Saying.
saying it because I've been using the
Yeah,
term
yeah,
like Southern gentleman or like Southern elegance for this whole time. So, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. That all was built on slavery, and slavery's pretty fucked. Yeah, so your characters meet up, and Opie whips gracefully in the wind, and perhaps, I don't know, you all can decide where you want to go, and then we'll sort of shoehorn Langford and Prickles into that location, shall we?
Well, Son just walks up to Opie. Hey, what's going on? How are you feeling? Dad did great up there. He's just such a good speaker.
So inspirational.
I am so bored. I'm so tired of listening to my father rehearse his speech over and over again. But I am starving. Would you like to get something to eat?
Absolutely. My friend's dad has a great restaurant. Let's go. Some food, maybe. Get some fuel in you.
Okay, lead the way.
Add some fuel to the fire. All right, so one of San's friends, dads, runs a restaurant called, oh god, now I have to try to pronounce this with Korean stuff. Mexico Yumsikjomon.
Wait.
Yumsikjomon? You're the Korean speaker here.
Send it to me. Mexico umshik chomon.
Umsikjomon. Okay.
Let me type it.
Mexico Umsikjomon. There we go. Thank you. Now, that being said, I'm going to quickly switch over to Langford and Prickles, who maybe spot these two people slipping away from the crowd and decide, I don't know, it's up to you. Maybe you want to try to peddle some wares to them, or maybe
I don't know, they look like easy targets.
Are hungry.
Hold on. So I think
like they have some money.
Okay, because Prickles is like technically part of our act is that Prickles is one of my attractions, right?
Mexico. Yes.
So it doesn't look
so the crowd after the speech concludes begins to notice you, and maybe some of the people that are in your immediate vicinity, like you're just kind of standing there, maybe listening to it, maybe in awe, maybe not, maybe you're just like, whatever. A kid next to you turns and notices Mr. Prickles, who stands at about the exact same height, and he turns and then catches your gaze, Prickles. This like very short little Mexican kid with some tousled black hair, and just stares at you like wide-eyed with like this look of not fear, but like, what the fuck?
Hold on, Had. You're not supposed to pop out yet.
I'm
In the box, right now.
not getting in a fucking box. What the fuck? Yeah.
That's a whole deal. You gotta pop out. Wait, hold on. Do I have like a wagon? By the way, do I own a wagon?
Do you? I don't know. Do you?
As we discussed, I remembered.
Sure, you have a wagon.
Because I forgot to discuss this with Donovan, but the idea is like because Prickles is technically like part of the whole attractions thing, right? He'd hide in the wagon, and I'd charge people to look at him, like, and I'd make a really big deal out of it and be really mysterious about it. But we can say that kid caught a glimpse of him.
The wagon.
I don't want to sit I don't want to sit hiding in a wagon.
Maybe part of this was the problem in the last town, and then now you're like, just stay in the wagon. And you're just like, no.
Yeah.
I will not stay in a wagon. I will not stay in a wagon just to be gawked at. I agreed to help you, but I will not be sitting in a wagon.
But look. You make sure that when you emerge, we gotta make a big show of it, okay? You know,
The kid is like
that's how
tugging
we
at his
draw in
mom's
revenue.
sleeve, who is like still listening to the various goings-ons, and she like pats him like without looking at him, like just chill out, like
Some
I'm listening,
considerable
thing.
profit could be made from this, venture. And I mean, I need to, like, after last incident, we gotta cover up for losses. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's business.
maybe if you had listened to me, like I said, to not put lead in the water, then maybe we wouldn't be in this position.
All right. I will look. I had no way of knowing it was lead. It was a strange, unidentified fluid that I had assumed, with my prior knowledge,
Strange
was a
identity.
powerful tonic that could, cover for deficiencies in certain areas. Its
Well,
consumption could increase muscle mass. That's what I had thought. All right.
and what evidence did you have to back up this thought?
I heard it from a associate who knew a cousin whose cousin's father had stumbled across a wondrous tonic during his travels in the forests of Brazil. All right. Granted, that's neither here nor there. Evidently, it wasn't that wondrous tonic. It was lead,
Yes.
and I had poisoned the water with lead. I will take accountability for that. First rule of business: take accountability for your failings. But second rule of business: move past your failings and do something
Business.
greater.
Do
Exactly.
business.
All
And
right,
I
Mr.
agreed
Prickle.
to join you as an attraction, but I will not be treated as a pet.
Yes, you are not a pet. I can tell that you are a being with full agency and intelligence, but look. This is the meaning of doing things that are mutually beneficial. You provide your wondrous visage, which I'm sure hundreds would pay substantial amounts to merely lay eyes upon you, and I have the know-how and the wit to make best usage of your talents and unique appearance.
Or we could just not have me sit in a box all day.
Yes,
And
you will
have
not
me.
sit in a box. You will not. But you need to hear me out. Hear my pitch. Ready to hear my pitch?
Sure. Please enlighten me on your pitch.
He like clasps his hands together. He like strokes his like beard. He's like, and then he's like, it's like he's about to come up with like the greatest thing you've ever like heard like in the history of like ever, like no cap, for real. And he's like, all right, hear me out, Mr. Prickly's prance. Look, I even painted a sign right here. You see that? It says
You
Mr.
came
Prickly's
prepared.
prance.
At this point, the kid you feel a poke on your back, Mr. Prickly, and then you feel a snap as one of your needles is broken off, and the kid like recoils in fear
Oh,
as you turn
child.
around. At this point,
Excuse me.
he smacks into his mom, who looks down and then looks at you, and then she's like, she looks very, 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 very surprised.
He turns and he reaches out. He reaches out at him, but then he realizes that he's covered in spikes, so he's not gonna do that. But he's like,
Remembers
he
the
sort
whole
of bows.
inflatable
Like,
spike thing.
yeah. It's nice to meet you, ma'am. I am Mr. Prick. Of
I'm like grinning in the
Langford
background, like egging
Lagrange's
him on.
Langford Lagrange's Miracle
Wondrous
Tonic.
Emporium.
Wondrous
We changed the name.
Emporium. Wondrous Emporium. With Langford's genius, he has managed to come up with some miracles to increase. He's like thinking,
She will pull her
Yeah.
child away. Eso es un
Yeah.
diablo.
No Diablo. Perdón. Mucho
Ten
bueno. El Arbor.
as you can
Arbor.
see, I am simply a being just as you are. Simply wish to be treated with respect. I am here to live and survive just as you are.
Her
may
husband will turn
appear
around and he looks
Tad
at you.
different.
Él es un brujo. Ten cuidado, Manuel.
So, nice to meet you, Manuel. And what
Mr.
is your
Prickly,
name?
do you know their tongue?
Creo
I personally do not know, but she
And,
appears to have said the word Manuel directed at that boy.
her husband will speak up. To who are you?
As stated earlier, my name is Mr. Prickly
I'm
of
sorry, I was
Langford.
not listen.
That's okay. Of Langford
What, you
Lagrange's
Sam
Wondrous
Hill? Some
Emporium.
cowboy will turn around.
Yeah.
What is
Ah,
that? And
his
he
name.
Oh,
kind of he kind of hunkers down and looks at Mr. Prickles. Oh shit!
I shall not
Look at this,
introduce it,
Roger.
for it is capable of introducing itself. Hear it speak.
Ah,
I mean him.
yes.
My
Yep.
apologies.
Yes, I'm a person just as the rest of you. My name is Mr. Prickly. Um, I was created by the genius Langford Lagrange, who can help you with not just what he has done for me, but can help with all sorts of problems. Sir, I pointed him. What
You
type of
there.
issue have you? How has your life been made worse recently?
Oh, well, who are you pointing at? Just some random person?
I guess the guy who's like, what in the Sam Hills?
Well, recently, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I just came back from a cattle drive. Got all the way down over here, getting ready for another one. Got one lined up. I mean, got a haircut and a bath for 2 bits. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. He'll take off his hat and his hair like poofs into place almost magically. I mean, he did me up right nice, I gotta say.
But
But
have you
I
considered
mean,
that your present
I haven't been
state
very
of
lucky with
glee may
women,
be
have I?
improved even further?
The only thing I'm missing is a missus really for a few nights. Got anything for that,
Oh,
brother?
you see, I'm glad you asked, for my cactus companion here is capable of producing, and please lean in close, brother. I must let you in on a little secret, a little trade secret just for you.
Yeah. He'll lean
You
in.
see, the things that this cactus is capable of doing are multifaceted and powerful. But I must warn you about this concoction that he is capable of producing with his mind alone. I have some of it saved in my cart, but of course, most of the credit goes towards him. You see, this concoction, should you choose to consume it, will endow you with the physique of Hercules, the speech and faculties of Narcissus, and the virile masculine power of Achilles. Indeed, all of the great heroes of antiquity, all of the wisdom of Greece's mightiest philosophers. Oh, them ladies will be spilling round the block to get a whiff of
You
you,
see,
son.
you've
That's the
attracted a
problem.
crowd, mostly men at this point, due to the content of your speech. And there's
Oh,
a pretty
I
good mix
spoke
here.
too
You've got.
loudly. My apologies.
Oh no! Oh no! More
Come in real
business.
close. So as I was saying,
So a couple of them kind of look at each other. Can I have you roll deception to see how successful you are here?
Oh!
What did you roll?
20.
dirty,
Oh, seriously? I just tabbed
dirty
out for a
20.
second. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Regular 20. A crowd that has thronged around a cart and maybe some guy with a pretty magnificent hat and a rather lovely beard. Yeah, you can see that currently they're talking to some cowhand that came from out of town, but there's a couple of other families. You recognize the Trent brothers, the ones who run the local hardware store, standing around. You can see Elsie Kruger, the butcher, is there as well. More so out of curiosity, given her nature than anything else. But the Trent brothers seem to be particularly invested in this man. With a 20, there's kind of this this tense air about the place for a moment. Almost like a quick draw sort of scenario. As everybody considers, is there enough? Should I buy some? If I miss out, will I miss out forever? And
No.
it seems like the perfect time to get the perfect word in edgewise, if you can, perhaps.
I must warn all of you that this wondrous concoction my companion is capable of producing, well, it requires him to consume substantial amounts of saltpeter. So naturally its cost, drawing from this rare mineral, runs you about 20 to 30 currency, like gold, right?
You can
US
say,
dollars.
I think it's about $2 to a gold or something like that. If you start with 15 gold, then you can assume that charging anything more than maybe like a couple bucks tops is probably a pretty big ask.
Yeah. So basically, well, what I'm gonna say first is
Although
like,
notably, Cowboys
now-
are pretty much the perfect targets for snake oil salesmen, for the record.
seeing as it draws from saltpeter, unfortunately, each tonic runs me about $50 to produce. And indeed, it is quite a steep asking price. But I recently stumbled across a secret reserve of saltpeter. So this tonic that my companion has produced for a limited time only will only run you about $4 a piece. This offer will
$3?
not last forever. Yes.
And can I have one or both of you make some kind of a check here to win the crowd?
How about I do some performance?
Some performance or deceiving?
Unless Nizhoni wants to do something.
You can also aid in Nizhoni if you have anything to
That's
add.
true. Well, yeah, I can just be like, yes, this is a rare deal, as this is not a common thing at this town only, and we will not be staying long, for we cannot. So you must get this now while you still can, as I do not have an unlimited supply. We must move on soon.
I must
Alright,
warn
give me an aid check for deception here, Nizhoni.
All right. 1 second. Where
Is
is
that how it's
deception?
pronounced?
Here's deception. Yeah, Nizhoni.
Okay.
All right.
If I do underposing,
Deception.
it's the
Do I
one,
just
like-
roll?
Yeah,
It is
it
just
is.
roll the thingy, right? Just roll the skill.
Yep.
13.
Sorry. 13. Okay, so it's not a success, unfortunately. But yes, John, you're gonna give me a
Great.
roll.
Hey,
22.
there we go.
22. All right, and with that, the crowd suddenly begins to throng about you, pushing forward, forking over money, haggling, shouting for lower prices, shouting for higher prices, shouting all kinds of things, pushing onto you. And
All right,
you
now
begin
there's
frantically
plenty
handing
to
out
go
tonics
around. Oh,
to person.
use your magic to create this tonic, my prickly companion. And you know by that he means like mix some like raspberries and like random wilderness fruits into like
Yeah,
some
your
water.
little cactus fruit here.
I will.
Yeah.
I will be back soon. And I walk out, just like behind a curtain, and then return with like a bunch of bottles in my hand that were just there already. Just
His
like I
magical
will.
prowess knows no bounds. I don't even know how he got all those bottles.
And with the incredible fervor of the crowd, maybe not incredible fervor of the crowd, but with the fervor of the crowd, buying frenzy from the various Cowboys, it seems like you've come at a rather opportune time. The street vendors will also egg you on, as more business for you means that more people are coming to them right after as they drink the tonic, which is of course a mixture of some rather foul ingredients as well as perhaps some salt, making them maybe a bit dehydrated and needing some actual refreshment. And you get some approving nods from skin fruit vendors that are next to you. One in particular catches your eye as he is serving some ice cream, and he actually has the same restaurants. He actually has a cart with the name of the restaurant that Wu Young's family runs, and he's a very large Mexican man that is completely swathed in robes, but his one eye that is sort of uncovered. He even has like a little bandito scarf on. His one eye that is uncovered is absolutely covered in these blue scars. And he wears sort of this bandana, like a pirate bandana over his head as well. He currently hunkering down to give some kids some ice cream, Mexican style ice cream, which is usually made with believe it or not, Mexican ice cream is actually a really, really old tradition that you can't really find anymore. And in the meantime, John, as you're handing out tonics and stuff here, so you both are going to make away with 6 gold between the two of you, which is quite a solid reward for what you've done here. Let's see, Ariel and Kevin, what are your characters doing here as this is happening? Do you approve? Do you disapprove? Will you
Oh my god, why did the
perhaps see
music
if they
just
have
go
any
off?
tonics for you? What's up?
I think San's just gonna be like, oh, well, that's nice, you know, our town's getting a lot more business. That's pretty good. I'm glad to see that the shops are busy. He's just gonna kind of watch, not, maybe ask a few people like, hey, what's going on? You know, like, what are you buying? What's that?
Yeah, so one person will excitedly explain the function of the tonic to draw out their true masculinity, shall we say? Which of
San's
course
gonna
you
kind
have
of like, well, you know,
in spades.
if you want true masculinity, just follow your heart, you know. If you want to train harder, you want to get bigger, you can always come down to our boxing gym, or just do whatever you love, and that's masculinity. And then he'll just kind of, you know, pat him on the shoulder.
What a load of bullshit you're spreading.
Nizhoni just casually just ruining the entire thing.
What did you say? That's
a load of bullshit.
I don't think that's true. You need this.
Hey man, I've never drank a
Don't
tonic in
believe
my life,
the
and that's
lies
okay.
that he may tell you.
I stand on the
But,
crate
you know,
as
different
I'm
strokes
like
for different folks.
passing it out, and I'm like, do you feel your virility rising, getting
Did you say
firmer?
fertility?
Virility.
Did you just say fertility?
No, virility.
He said
Virility.
about the
But it's basically the same. Yeah. Your
the
virility.
shall we say.
Rising, getting firmer until it explodes in a confluence of masculinity and power. Drink it to believe it, and you will feel it. You will feel it in your bones.
It was so ominous. There was like a brief echo there that was terrifying, truth be told.
Opie climbs onto a barrel nearby and announces to the crowd, "People of Sunwall, do you really believe this strange man? That his potions and concoctions can bring out your true masculinity?
Well,
Oh,
excuse
Have
you.
them said.
Just because someone looks different than you does not mean they deserve their distrust.
How dare you accuse me of
I have a Korean friend.
Look at my friend Simon here. As you can see, he is the epitome of masculinity and the champion of our prize boxing ring.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I really appreciate that. You know, if y'all want to come down to the boxing ring, yeah, you know, we can always help you train and get, you know, build that confidence. Build your confidence, build your integrity. That's what masculinity is about.
Would you
know?
rather spend days and weeks to train just to get a fraction of what you could get from our miracle
Well, that's
potion?
kind of, you know, my man, that's kind of like the part of it. It's like, you gotta build your mental state and just find yourself. Find your true manly self. And that's what's gonna bring you the masculinity that you want. It's in the heart, man. It's all
Do
in
you
there. I'm
truly
telling you.
believe that? That is
Yeah,
a
man,
naive
Ladies and
Will
gentlemen,
that get you anywhere with ladies?
it took us years. There was no
Oh, okay, no.
instantaneous development. So how can you apply that logic to your own body?
Little lady, you seem to be in a state of confusion right now. You see, this tonic, you see, my prickly friend here can explain it. It is capable of wondrous things. I mean, look upon it. What if I were a liar? If I were a charlatan, as you accuse me of being, then would I have a literal walking, talking cactus before me right now?
Your walking cactus seems to be pretty independent of you, sir. He seems to be truthful and honest.
And I would be nothing without his
Deception,
and
foolhardy lies.
intelligence. You would call genius deception. A rival could call it such a thing.
Can we get
You were
maybe,
jealous.
some kinds of rolls from the sides here. Can we get
okay.
persuade roll?
Alright.
Yes.
Deception roll.
Deception, I guess, yeah.
Wait,
I
let me see,
have
what should I roll?
which
If you
die?
want to assist Opie, then you can roll.
Was that
There
19,
we
bro?
go. Yeah, there we go.
I wanna
baby.
Oh my god, okay.
185.
Oh my god.
Since Langford also succeeded on a check, you get a +1, so you're gonna have a 26. Oh man, I'm not looking too
No one
hot.
saw that.
Alright,
No one saw that.
Hello.
Oh, I rolled a 2!
The snake, you rolled a 5.
I re-rolled it, and then I got a 2.
Oh, yes.
The crowd kind of regards you something of an authority figure in the town, but at the same time, it's too good to be true in the sense that it's just so good. Like, it's too good to be true. We have to take it. You wonder if that's maybe indicative of some larger issues at play in the town.
And for
Consume
only
my wonder
$2, it is for only $2. It is a steal. It is nothing compared to the price you pay for a life of loneliness.
Yes, so
Oh, you don't want to be lonely, do you? Oh, what a horrible laugh that would be.
best efforts of Opie and San don't seem to sway the crowd very much. Your arguments are very convincing, and not everything is predicated off of a check, but rolling a 26 is pretty fucking good. So,
Yeah.
in this
5.
case, it's pretty tough to beat.
Honestly, you can't beat calling someone a racist.
You may conclude that it may be better to deal with these people somewhere else.
You're ruining our business.
So as you all are discussing here, what are all your perceptions?
+4.
And +6.
So 16. So out of the corners of your eyes, you see down the road, the sun is setting here, starting to drench the entire town in a golden, pinkish light, the ethereal likes of which are really quite breathtaking. But out of the corner of your eye down the road, you can see a group of figures rolling into town. Maybe you'd spotted them somewhere further down the road as you'd been walking here. But now they must not have been too far behind, but now they are coming fully into sight. And lo and behold, a gang of ne'er-do-wells, some kinds of thugs, and a fairly large group of them at that. They are dressed in rather raggedy clothing, adorned with many straps, buckles, needles, wearing scarves across their faces to hide, to protect from the dust. It appears that there are perhaps, if you had to guess, maybe 10 of the thugs in total, along with 2 other more notable figures, one of which walks at the head, the other by his side. A tall Mexican man dressed in brown clothes, a ratty robe, and a red scarf over his face, with bandoliers of bullets running across his belt. His arms are shrouded in faint pink mist as you see a small... He seems to be almost playing with a puppet in his hands as he walks up with a rather bored, sort of sauntering expression. Pink eyes mostly shaded by his large hat. In addition, by his side, you can see a tall white woman with blonde hair wearing black leather dress as well as a large rifle strapped to her back. And the town goes a bit silent as everybody starts to take note of the thugs rolling in behind you. Some of the people exchange a worried glance with the rest, perhaps fearing that maybe they're with you. Hopefully not. And what will your characters do then?
Hello. It is nice to meet you as a fellow traveler. Now you must be tired from a long... Now, do we have the stuff for you? for a steal at $2 a bottle.
The people,
We got a few more left in stock.
the crowd kind of starts to back away as these people with visible weapons walk on up. But as they,
I don't
as
think they're
they
here to do business.
melt away, Opie, you kind of check over your shoulder, and you can see that the sheriff, who was previously standing next to the platform that the mayor was speaking on, is quickly making his way over here at the side of these people. Yes, the stage, and is already halfway through the crowd. Now you're friends with the sheriff, although your father is, or maybe you are, I don't know. Your father is certainly not, and the sheriff is a tall, dapper man.
Everybody's crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
So he's making his way over here as these people saunter up. And the thugs will sort of strike up, scary-looking poses, just trying to generally look intimidating. Although, of course, the sort of side thugs are maybe less impressive than their leader and his second-in-command, it appears, whose large arquebus rifle is strapped to her back, sort of above his chin, which I guess is covered by a mask. It's all right. We'll go find somewhere to eat. He'll say. And he will turn to the side, look at the rest of the gangsters, and he'll kind of like shrug, like, knock yourselves out. Feel free to check it out. Then he'll start sauntering, moseying on down to find somewhere else. Perhaps a tavern, perhaps a saloon. He'll give a nod to his second in command. Alexander, just come with me. You can let them sort themselves out. Oh, I could use some fruit, he'll say. And he'll just start down the way, curiously enough. Now, as this is happening, the sheriff will catch your gaze, Opie.
I'm gonna watch.
Langford is like, he knows trouble when he sees it,
Like
so he's gonna just kind of like...
Four of the thugs will saunter up. The rest of them will follow their leader.
Oh, they're sauntering up to me?
Well, to the...
Or us?
Yeah, to you all. Yeah. Maybe
Good
five.
afternoon.
Okay.
Good evening, travelers. What might your names be?
My name, Tom Schreer. What's to you? What
Well,
are you selling?
we're selling the greatest
You
gift
see, it's just
in a mag.
it's a special tonic that my little cactus compatriot here has brewed up that is capable of fixing any woes that you may have in the romance department, if you get what I'm saying.
Right. So, as this is happening, Sheriff Cassidy Stillwell, catch your gaze, Opie. Yeah, I guess he doesn't like your dad, but maybe he doesn't mind you. But he does know one way or another that you're a bit more responsible and a bit more magical and a bit more capable than most other people in the town. Obviously, you know, people will have their little small magics, like the butcher might have their own little bits of magic that they know, but nobody is, of course, of a super particularly high level, quite as you are. So he'll look to you and Son and kind of give you like a head nod, and then he'll start towards the other group of gangsters. The crowd by this point is dispersing, having gotten their tonics, and suddenly no longer quite as interested in those. How curious. Hey, Buckshot, you reckon these tonics are worth? One of the other cowboys, or thugs, will walk up. Give me one of those.
That'll be $2.
I'm gonna take a look at it before I buy anything.
Oh, feel free, and I'll hold it out.
He will snatch it out of your grasp.
Can I not let him do that? I was specifically trying to not let him grab it.
Okay, well, he will attempt to snatch it out of your grasp. So why don't in what fashion are you trying to prevent him from grabbing it?
Moving it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Just
I
like
guess
I'm
we'll-
like waiting for it because I know he wants to grab it, so I'm specifically waiting. And then I'm like, no.
Right, yeah, okay. So in that case, there's probably not any roll required initially. So he'll kind of give you like an eyebrow raise, like, you fucking what, boy?
Sorry, but
I said I want
the
to
sake
look
of our
at the wares.
well,
Or are you
feel
going to
free
turn
to
down
look
a
at
potential
it.
customer here?
Well, for the sake of our business, we offer you to look with your eyes and not your hands.
He'll kind of look to the other gangsters like, you see him, little bitch? Listen, do you want some customers or not? Or are you just a bunch of swindlers or something? You can't be that scared of us checking out your wares now, can you?
No, but these are hot items, so we can't simply allow you to take them without purchasing
We're
them.
not trying to take them. I mean, look at us. We're practically gentlemen. Aren't we, buddy?
Absolutely.
And one
What
of them
is
will give you a
policy?
one of them will give you a smile, revealing her rather stained teeth. A few of them are gold. See, isn't she a beaut? Just trying to take a look-see here.
Feel free to look with those marvelous eyes of yours.
His expression kind of goes from a sly smile to like a bit of a grimace, like this motherfucker.
It might be our cue to head out.
Stick around for a bit, make sure things don't go down. Make sure everyone's safe.
Now, gentlemen, we're all friends here, partners in business.
Yeah, you can
I
see
would
there's a lot
advise
of
that you
people in the crowd that maybe get caught in the crossfire. Sorry, John, continue.
I would advise that you heed my cactus companion's humble request. You see, this is a very fragile tonic. Merely gripping it the wrong way could lead to it shattering. We just want you to have a look at it. I mean, I completely understand wanting to inspect some wares before consuming them, but of course you must look at it from a distance. See, it is a necessary precaution. Do I get to deceive him, or
I mean, you can just roll persuade or
is it
deception, I think, for
diplomatic?
that, or diplomacy
I
or
am-
deception.
I am trying to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah, I think
so-
both could apply here.
Yeah, okay then.
It's sort of more deception, but at the same time.
Fuck!
Right. You know what? Because it's not one, we're gonna say that that a fifth member has actually whipped around
God.
the back of your cart at some point while you weren't noticing, and has grabbed a couple of bottles, and he'll just casually walk over to his friends. Here, take a look.
Ooh,
Actually, I guess this guy will be Mexican. Yeah, take a look.
that will be $4 you owe us.
Oh, we're not buying nothing yet. We'll hand them back.
Oh, but it seems that you've made your decision already.
Buddy.
While they're
It
talking,
sounds
can
like
I
to me
ready
he
my...
takes a swig from his canteen.
Oh.
And you don't want us making any more decisions for a hot minute here. He'll say,
And yet you've already
And he'll,
made 2 of them.
wring out his
so you
hands
should-
for a sec. You can see
so
in the
you should-
background a lot of the fruit vendors. Most of them have packed up, but the larger man with the scars from earlier is a little very worried. And you notice that he's holding the hands of 2 random kids, but it looks like he has no idea who they belong to. Kids looking over at the gangsters are well in some amount of terror, and one of them looks like on the verge of tears, and he's like trying the large man, who I guess San, you would probably know his name, is Juan Diego
For sure.
Arias. He's an excellent chef.
Is that the
you have-
kids or the
this
guy
is, yeah,
that's-
this is the name of the guy. Juan Diego Arias, the large scarred man who's wrapped up in cloth pretty much perpetually. You can see that there's sweat just like streaming down his face pretty much always as well.
Good. Son recognizes them, right?
Yes,
live in-
that is what I said. If you're trying to recognize the kids, then you would maybe need...
That's what I meant, kids.
Oh, the kids.
Well, if they
then
live
you
in the
would
town, then he recognizes them.
There you
20.
go. Nat 20. Okay, so yeah, you actually know
What?
these kids. Yeah, you know their parents. You looking around, you can see that their parents are clearly not here. But yeah, this is Rogelio Sanchez and Esmeralda Sanchez. They're, well, you know their parents. You've met them. But they're definitely not here.
They like own any businesses or anything?
Yes. So these two kids, their parents run the stables here, where people tend to check in their horses overnight.
Okay.
So
Great.
I do know
Sounds
where
gonna-
they belong to, but they're getting a little heated over here. So what's San gonna do while this is going down here?
Is Ophelia still here?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Tentatively.
Okay. He's gonna turn to her and go, "Hey, Opie, you know these kids. This is wait, I can't remember what the parents were called. This is
Yeah.
Maria and Raphael's kids. You know, down at the stable. Do you mind taking them down?" He's gonna crouch down with the kids and be like, "Hey, I know things are getting a little busy down here. You want to go back to your mom and dad by the stables? You mind going with our friend?"
Right, Langford and Nizhoni. Listen, fellas, you're giving me off vibes here. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds. Let us take a look at the merchandise, and then perhaps hand it back, and perhaps purchase it. Or it's gonna get ugly.
All right. So while he's saying that, can I get my sharps rifle ready under the counter? But I'll just say to Nizhoni, just hand him a few. They already took 2. No need to make this any worse, Mr. Prickly. I say while quietly loading my rifle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you roll sleight of hand for initiative then, if you want, which is probably better than your perception. Or
Sleight
thievery.
of
There's no
hand.
sleight of hand, that's what it's called. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Or stealth. Anyways,
Curious.
train for-
Can I roll deception?
If
Can I
something
use
does.
deception for initiative by going perhaps? Yeah. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. You already have 2. Perhaps you will only need to buy 1.
The outlaws bring their hands towards their waists as Nizhoni, you try to pull a little bit of a trick here on them. And in the meantime, as San and Ophelia and these kids and Mr. Juan Diego are trying to sneak off to the side here, these outlaws say, "You're not going anywhere. I want you all to stay right here. Nice and relaxed. Just let us conclude our business with these people. Right?"
I was before I refreshed, I was saying, so perhaps we can come to a deal. Since you have taken 2, I'll give you half off and allow you to return 1 to. And then that guy is like, as I'm saying this, that guy's saying, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." And
Yep.
as he's after he says that, I'm like, so you can just return 1, then bam, and shoot that guy.
Whoopam.
And then try to roll behind the little desk or the wagon that we have.
Yeah, sure. We'll pretend there's a wagon.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a roll.
All right. Okay. Dope sauce. Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Yeah. A critical hit.
Yeah, so
Yo.
kill him in one shot.
All right.
So, give me some scribbling.
Okay, so he's oh, Jesus. Sorry, I need to turn this music down. So as I turn and I'm like, the under the arm shot,
Yeah.
and it just goes, yeah, exactly. It just goes right through this guy's chest, and it's like a ball. You see, it's like a ball of scrap. That has been loaded in, and so it's basically like a shotgun of multiple pellets just ripping right through him. No, it's a hand cannon, so it's just it's basically shit that's been loaded into it. And but you can see like there's a bunch of basically random stuff being loaded. Like you've got some nails, you've got some like weird pieces of metal, you've got some like grass, almost looks like some like almost dirt, like basically just a clump of. And then as I'm gonna reload, by the way. Use
second action to reload. You got it.
Correct. So you can see he just basically reaches in to his bag. And yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He just reaches into his a bag that he has and just like loads it up with new stuff and just packs it in to the gun. Yeah, exactly. It's literally a scrap gun. And then he uses a power called exploit vulnerability on this guy. Actually, wait, no, this guy.
I just realized you actually are very lucky because this guy is exactly.
Oh yeah, just as I suspected. I totally did.
So what is exploit vulnerability?
So I roll a esoteric lore check against him, and since he doesn't seem to be a like some sort of he just looks like a human, right?
Human with slightly magical tattoos, but mostly just kind of glowy. They don't seem to. They don't. You know what? We'll see how your exploit knowledge, your exploit weakness check goes.
Basically, the way it works is I can get a either personal weakness or a like physical weakness.
Yes, and it'll apply to all of these rules.
Oh, okay, dope. And so I'll roll a second. Roll a exploit vulnerability, which is a esoteric lore check. Nat 20 against a standard.
This plucky Cuchillo Gang in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so given that you rolled a nat 20, your success level is going to increase by 1, and because these guys are all broadly the same kind of thugs, I guess we'll describe it. So what does Esoteric Lore do? What is this exactly trying to do?
Essentially, I learn their weaknesses in the sense that the description it uses is like either a werewolf is weak to silver, so I learned that, and since it was a critical success, right? So I can just read out exactly what it says. So I remember the creature's weaknesses as you empower your esoterica, you have a flash of insight that grants even more knowledge about the creature. You learn all the creature's
Oh, I'm supposed to make this roll secret in the future.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
With the esoteric lore?
Yeah, because it's a recall knowledge check.
Oh.
We'll just keep it in mind.
Okay. Either way. Okay.
In this scenario,
you learn.
It's a critical success.
You learn all the creature's resistances, weaknesses, and immunities, including the amount of resistances and weaknesses, and any unusual weaknesses or vulnerabilities, such as what spells will pass through a golem's anti-magic. You can exploit either the creature's mortal weaknesses or personal antithesis. See the exploit. Your unarmed and weapon strikes against the creature also become magical if they weren't already.
So the other thing is that exploit weakness, if you do it on one member of a enemy thing, it should apply to all of them, I believe, right? So
yes.
You can tell a couple of things. One, you can tell that these guys are not very smart. So they have very low intelligence. They don't have any particular immunities, no particular resistances, but they are actually weak to positive damage. They're weak to the positive.
Oh, the healing. Is that what that?
No,
what is
positive damage?
What is that?
It's like radiant damage, basically.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
But specifically, they will. So first off, they will take damage from positive damage, which is not normally how it works. Normally, only undead do, and then they will also take 2 extra damage from positive damage.
I look and I have a bit of recognition of like these weird purple markings on this dude. of like, oh, this is clearly some sort of negative thing, negative energy being expelled from this dude, which in that, you know, clearly needs some holy wrath to take him down. And you can see the also the esoteric, the gun starts to like glow a little bit as what?
I'm a fucking idiot. You weren't even supposed to take your turn. You know what? That's okay. We'll just skip your turn when it comes to it. But that
Okay,
is actually
sure.
my mistake. I forgot that's not how the game works. So from there, the vigorous Cuchillo Thug here is going to take their turn. So this Cuchillo Thug is going to start its turn by using a special action called Opening Threat. So it is going to draw its dagger with one action, as well as make a demoralize check. So it is going to make a demoralize check against you, Donovan, rolling a natural 20.
Right, very rude.
And it is going to critically
First roll.
succeed as a result, because evidently the nat 20s are flying. So Nizhoni, you are going to be frightened too. The thug takes out a wicked-looking knife and grins menacingly at you as he chomps on a piece of cactus fruit jerky that he seemed to have. And just the mere sight of it might
good
it might not be like abjectly scared. It's personal
Worried.
somehow. Just like seeing that as the fuck.
And I
Maybe
took
he,
that person.
From there, they're going to take their turn, and he is going to pick up a. He is going to take a bottle from the ground on the side here. You cannot draw it out yet. You cannot grasp that. Or actually, you can, because you specifically took the thing. So yeah, you're good. Actually, I lied. He is going to throw a bottle at you, rolling a strike against you. And your AC is 16? Question mark?
Mine is 18.
You are frightened too, so you have missed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 16.
So you're going to take. Let's see. Why is my dice so low? Ooh, you're
Wait,
going
this
16?
just says you take a status penalty to all your checks and DCs. So would armor be considered a
Yes,
DC?
armor class is DC.
Okay. Okay.
That is why frightened is so powerful. So he's going to throw a bottle at you, dealing 8 damage to you.
Ouch.
And you are exactly within 10 feet range. And then he is going to spend his turn to move. He's going to spend his final action to move up to you.
Actually,
and
wait.
if
I'm
someone-
gonna.
what's his name? Yes.
So I'm gonna use my reaction to present my amulet, which makes me essentially it makes all damage I'm resistant equal to. I'm resistance 3 to any damage that he does. So I'm imagining just like I present the amulet and it's like a holy blinding thing, and so he like throws it slightly weaker than he normally would.
These guys aren't shaped to be but they somehow have these strange properties of being so in anger, so we'll describe his turn. He pulls out his dagger, makes a menacing threat, and then he'll charge up. He'll throw a bottle at you and then charge up to you. And it's only now that he realizes that his friend has been like shot, dead. He hadn't realized it at first. And he'll look at his friend for a second and look back at you in fury as he shields his eyes. How dare you! You shot him! You shot him dead, you bastard! I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna make sure that you never sell another one of those tonics again, you son of a bitch.
Well, try not to steal. Worry about which vendors you fuck with.
Damn, he's cold. And from there, Rogelio Sanchez is terrified. So this kid is cowering, and he's just gonna start running.
Just booking it.
Yeah, this kid is just gonna start running as much as he can away. All the way over
He's
to you.
probably. Wow, why is this child helping us? Unbelievable.
And, you see this wiry Cuchillo coward shout, "Get that kid back here! We'll kill them both."
I would not recommend that. That's how you end up like your friends.
You don't get to fuck with the Cuchillo Gang and get away with it.
Oh,
And from there, Langford Lagrange.
You don't
As,
fuck
as
with
Nizhoni
Langford
scoffs.
Lagrange. Langford Lagrange's wondrous, what was it, Wondrous Emporium or something like that?
Yeah, Wondrous Emporium. Oh wait, the guy is right in front of me.
Why don't you
As
whip
far
out
as
a
they know-
miracle tonic of non-water mixed tonic? Why don't you just give him some dry red instead?
Yeah,
Yes.
so like, you know, as far as they still think I'm just like a cowardly shopkeep, and the cactus is doing the heavy lifting in terms of fighting. But then I pull out my, well, statistically it's a mithril tree, but we agreed to skin it as a sharp rifle, I believe.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm gonna pull that out and shoot the guy in the face.
Okay. Which
Now, gentlemen, let's be the one right here.
Be civil.
Which one?
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, this one.
Are you targeting him right now?
Yeah, I will target him,
Okay, so
and I will.
I should be able to. Does F make him flat-footed? No. Or wait, did they change it? Flat. Off guard. That's right. They changed to off guard. So he's gonna be off guard to your next attack. So target him and then roll your attack roll.
Okay then.
Press the thing in the top left.
I think I've targeted him, right?
Yes, and then roll
Yeah,
your
I
attack.
targeted him. Okay.
Okay, so 14. So that's gonna be a regular hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be precision. This is from sneak attack, right? Did it automatically add it?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 3 damage. So you whip out your rifle and fire a shot into them, but just in time, the guy notices and like dives to the ground, trying to avoid the shot. He's still gonna be, all of them are flat-footed to you until the end of your turn for all intents and purposes. What would you like to do then, Langford?
Where's the other? Can I move to the left?
You can spend a move.
Oh no, I
action
targeted
to the left.
myself. Yes, I will do so. Let
Alright,
me
there you go.
to
That's
here.
10 feet.
I'm
So
gonna
you
like
move
leap
into
to
your
the
left.
side, dive to the side, and I think I'm gonna shoot again with my
You have to reload.
Oh, right after reload. Forgot that was a thing you needed to do. Actually, what I'm gonna do instead is, can I kind of move towards him and then use my bayonet to strike
You
him?
can. You absolutely can.
Alright,
He's
then.
flat-footed, so go ahead and roll your bayonet attack.
Okay. It's gonna be, but I'm gonna roll the +3 because I'm attacking twice, right? Because I'm like,
Yes, you're gonna roll with a multiple attack. Okay, nice. Wait, you missed. Oh, you targeted yourself. Okay, it's fine. Just roll the damage, and I'll just apply it to this guy.
okay.
That's a hit, though. Okay, and this should be
Alright.
plus your strength. What's your strength?
I think I don't have any
Oh, okay.
modifier to my
And
strength.
then
I'm
also
gonna just
roll your roll 1d6 because it didn't add your sneak attack dice because it didn't realize you were trying to attack.
yes, sir. 1d6. Okay. Enter.
Ooh, exactly enough. So go ahead and describe it.
Okay, so basically, flashback. I'm on the cart. Let's be civil now, gentlemen. And then I he ducks out of the way. I graze him, and then I leap out of the cart, dive roll, and then I just drive the bayonet into him while he's on the ground.
Oh my god. Alright.
Just like that.
Bringing the Civil War training, packing some heat. Alright. Opia,
Yeah.
it's your turn. You see it, you watch as 2 of these people die in a matter of seconds to these evidently very dangerous salesmen. And
Yeah, so-
Esmeralda is like cowering and crying and sobbing at this scene just in absolute terror, and Juan Diego is turning around, frantically looking over his shoulder to try to make sure he doesn't get shot and trying to shield the kid with his body. It's okay, it's okay. It's alright. He seems to.
I better not
He
be
really looks like he wants to help his kid, but he's also not really helping in the sense that his scar-covered body and profusely sweating face is really not a very reassuring one, sadly.
I think that's a comforting face. I don't know what you mean.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a pretty huge guy too. And as you can see, by the way, all of y'all, you can see that the plucky Cuchillo thug here is actually going to be next. He has a fury like none other. So, Ophelia.
Well, my first priority, of course, is to protect the kids. So, I'll cast a shield on myself, blast a massive gust of air towards wiry Cuchillo powered.
This one? And this is
Yep.
which Gale Blast?
Slashing gusts.
Oh, Slashing Gust. So Slashing Gust, you can target 1 or 2 creatures.
Okay, I'll do both of them. Flowery and wiry.
Okay, so it hits this one, but it does not hit this one. It is unfortunately not a critical success, it is just shy of it. So why don't you give me a damage roll? This guy will take 3 damage, so you can go ahead and describe what that looks like.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. The die is not there for. You're saying to go off the character sheet?
Yeah. You're on
And-
the spellcasting tab, right?
Yes, and clicking the spell does nothing.
So if you, what happens when you click Slashing Gust? It should say air, arcane, attack, cantrip, slash your hands into the air, blah blah blah, make spell attack, blah blah blah. It shows all that.
No.
Wait, can you screenshot? Okay, well,
I just enjoyed this combat so much. It feels like playing a weird little RTS. Like
Yeah.
this Foundry is really good.
okay, Cuchillo Thug is... He has a frightened enemy in front of him, but at the same time, he just watched 2 of his friends get killed in almost a second. He's gonna make a run for it. So, yeah, I don't know what y'all want to do, but he's just going to start running. And for the sake of, you know what? He's gonna attack you first. Though. You know, he's not gonna just go down though. He's gonna attack you first. So he is going to use his opening. No, he's not going to use opening. He is going to simply target Nizhoni, and he's going to try to make you pay for what you did. And he is going to make with his... No, I guess he does have to use opening threat to draw his dagger. So he's going to use opening threat, and he's going to try to use it on the Langford. And Langford, you are going to be frightened 1. So you are now frightened 1 as he, with a fury, pulls out his dagger, and he will take his bottle, and he is going to throw it technically, but in reality he's going to smash it over your head. Or in-game mechanics. No, that's the wrong person. Hold on. Let's try that again. This one. So then it's going to target Nizhoni. To a thug. And bottle. And he's going to smash it over Nizhoni's head. Rolling a 5 on damage. You're going to be grabbed. And then from there, you know what, he's not going to run. He's actually going to stand his ground. He's going to skip over your turn, that's what we got. And it's going to be the wiry Cuchillo Powers turn. So he is stumbling.
Oh. Wait, do I get a -1 frightened though?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Because for all intents and purposes, we let you have your turn. I'm not gonna.
That's fair.
You got a pretty fucking good turn. I'm not gonna give you that.
All good. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
So this Cuchillo thug, staggering back after you slash him with winds, with his coward rather, is going to assess the situation, and this guy, having grabbed you, is going to shout, "Make these bastards pay! We've got them in our hands." And the rest of you, maybe you're a little worried here. He is going to. Yeah, he's going to shoot.
Rude.
So he is going to take his revolver out and fire at you. So these guys are really mad at you having killed their friend. And they seem to think that since they've got you grabbed, and it does stack, off guard and frightened do stack, they are going to attack you. So he's going to shoot, rolling a 22, almost correctly hitting, and dealing a whopping 5 damage. So this is going to put you down to 3. So it deals 5 damage to you. He's
not looking good.
Unfortunately, cannot raise the amulet again. And from there, he is going to.
Well, I'd be dead if I didn't raise the amulet. Like,
yeah, it's true.
3 damage. So
he is going to run over here behind some cover from Ophelia, and actually, I guess he'll run one more square. And he has a clear line of sight to Nizhoni, so he's going to make one more attack with his revolver. With multiple attack numbers. This time only rolling a 6,
Let's
so
go.
despite you being grabbed, the bullet goes wide. You're able to avoid it. Now, Son, you're not going to stand for this, right?
No.
I'm gonna sit down. Watch.
What did you say?
I'm not gonna stand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit and watch.
I'm gonna sit and watch. No. I think his main priority is still the kids because they're part of the town.
But what about me?
Outlaws here are looking
Your best
pretty roughed
friend.
up, so you might.
Okay, let me think for a second. Because I think his priority is still getting the kids the fuck out of there. The flowery dude doing much right now?
So the flowery dude is pulling out his gun. He's shouting, "Stay away from me!" And he looks like he's just gonna run. Like he looks like he doesn't really care about what these other guys are doing. So unless he's like provoked and desperate,
We're
and
gonna let
he has
him
to
go.
shoot Nizhoni to like do something, he's gonna
he
try to
can
save
go.
his
He's going right at me.
And I'm gonna let him cook. Okay, I guess, yeah, since Ophelia seems to have a decent handle on the kids, and they're not really in, like, strict danger right now, he's gonna stride into battle. Yeah,
Let's go.
fists drawn. Let's brawl. Let's slow it down, make it bouncy. Yeah. Okay, can I just move them?
Yeah, where would you like to move? So this guy is grabbing Donovan's character. This guy over here was taking some pot shots.
Oh.
This guy over here looks like he
I
wants
didn't even
to
see
run.
that guy.
So you're gonna
This
attack
is the guy that's
This is the guy that's grabbing
Guy-
Donovan's character.
This is the guy that's not trying to run away, right?
Yeah, but notably, that guy is 40 feet away from where you previously were. So you're gonna have to take 2 move actions if you want to reach him. Whereas you would only need
I'll
one if you
just
wanted to reach this guy.
go to this guy.
Okay, so you're gonna run up to him. So you have an action called Flurry of Blows, which is a special action that monks get. That is their bread and butter. To attack rapidly with fists, feet, and elbows. Make 2 unarmed strikes if both hit the same creatures. Combine their damage for purposes of resistance and weaknesses. Apply your attack multiple attack penalties strikes normally. But you can only use this once per turn. So
Okay, so I use that with the flashing spark.
yeah, so now you basically roll 1 flashing sparks at +7 and then 1 at +2. So you notice it has those +2 and you can calculate your attack.
Okay, so D20 plus 7 and then a D20 plus 2.
Yes. Okay, 17. So that's going to be a hit for the first one, and then roll the +2.
Oh my god, why am I getting such bad rolls today?
No, you're fine. So go ahead and roll your damage for the first attack. You're going to just press damage on there, and you're going to tell me.
Damage.
Brutal. And you're going to take this guy out in one shot here. Now, it says that he's dead. This is not correct because your attacks have the non-lethal effect. So they will knock him unconscious instead of killing him outright. You can choose to make a lethal attack with a non-lethal weapon, but you will have a -2 penalty. Conversely, for everyone else, if you choose to make an attack with a lethal weapon and you try to do it non-lethally, you'll have a -2.
Okay, San, strides over as fast as possible.
He enters his
And-
boxing stance.
He enters his stance and he moves up so fast you don't even notice him coming and gets a clean blow to this guy's head, just knocking him out cold.
Knocking him out cold, freeing you from the grab position, and knocking this plucky Cuchillo thug out just completely clean. And now that that's your 3 actions, it is going to be this flowery Cuchillo coward's turn, and he has seen up. Clenching one of those bottles that you had, he is going to sprint off, using all 75 feet of his movement.
He's
If you
stealing our bottles.
That said, if you guys look like you're going to shoot him down for holding the bottles, are you gonna do that, or are you gonna?
Well, I am definitely not. I'm gonna fucking.
Is he just booking it?
Yeah, he's booking it.
Langford does not care.
Okay, so he is going to run. He's going to spend his full 75 feet of movement to take it off the map. And do all of you intend to pursue him, or no? Do any of you?
No,
I
intend
do
to
not.
pursue him?
No.
Okay, then I will take it.
Y'all just died over a bunch of fake, over fruit punch.
Yeah, they should have ran earlier probably, but it happened so fast.
Yeah.
There's nothing they could do. So Juan Diego is going to, he's trying his best to calm this kid down, and he's going to roll his persuade. So he tries to calm the kid down a little bit, which he reaches into pulls out another ice cream cone. And he's like, she's like bawling her eyes out. And from there, this vigorous Cuchillo thug is down. Let's give it a Sanchez, or this kid is going to keep going off. And the only lead at this point is pretty much out of there. And Langford, it is your turn. There's still one thug left, but he looks like he's about to start running as well.
Where is he? Oh, he's all the way over there?
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna, let him be. Killing one guy's, enough for one day.
Are you gonna let this guy get away?
Yes, I'm not interested in killing him.
Alright. Then this Cuchillo thug is out. Nizhoni.
I'm gonna spend one action to grab the fruit from on top of my head, and a second action to nom on the said fruit, which heals me for.
Is that cannibalism?
I mean, if you're eating yourself,
So,
8 hit points.
7:30.
Correct. I've been up since about 7.
Why? You said you went to bed at 1.
Because that's when I woke up, and it was too hot to go back to bed.
Maybe you should
So.
drink some
Ugh.
coffee after this. Maybe you should take a drink.
Okay, I don't drink caffeine.
Tea break.
Caffeine doesn't work. Caffeine doesn't work.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that. All right. So, you do have one action left.
Oh, that's so
Would you like to
true.
shoot motherfucker
This
while
guy's
he's
running away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot me. I'm shooting him.
So
All
he
right.
is outside of your range increment, so you're going to have
Oh, that's so true.
-2.
So a -3 overall, or I guess a -2 from this roll.
It
All
doesn't
right.
matter. It does not matter.
Just the greatest. All right, I've shot twice this fight, both
Give me
been
some
nat
crit
20s.
damage.
Sometimes you're just a skilled player. Oh my
Your
god!
brother fucking dead as shit. So go ahead and describe it.
And he even takes extra damage because he's weak to positive, right?
Is your hand cannon positive?
Well, my hand cannon is whatever they're weak to. That's my essence. They're weak to my shots. So after getting like grabbed and like riddled with bullets, he's like, okay. And then he takes off his, he's like, oh my god, he's like, not quite delirious, but like, he's like, oh, holy fuck. And he, you know, he grabs a piece of it, he like sort of absorbs it into himself, because he doesn't really have a mouth. Yeah, he's literally a roadhog. He vapes, and then, it's like, you still owe me for that, and, whips out his gun. It shoots like a ball of like glowing scrap. And it's just like a hole. It just goes right through his chest. As he's just falls straight back, or he looks down at it and then falls straight back.
And his ass is dead.
Okay. Thank you, by the way. He says to Asan.
So
I am Nizhoni. Reaches out to shake your hand and then doesn't, because I have
He
prickly
happily-
hands.
He goes to shake your hand enthusiastically and then pulls his hand back, realizing
Yeah.
you do in fact.
It's like a air fist bump kind of thing.
Yeah, and he just kind of he kind of shrugs at you. He goes to almost pat you on the shoulder, and then he realizes that would cause the exact same problem. He goes, "Well, you know, my name's San. It's nice to meet you. You know, welcome to our town. Hoping that you'll fit right in, man."
I hope so as well. Can I
Alright.
go over to the people and start collecting their loot?
Yep, I was
Or
waiting for that.
okay,
Alright.
Just immediately looting.
So
I'm a
you-
collector. That's what I do. Well, my thievery is quite bad. Well, it's not quite. It's not terrible. It's just a minus. It's a +2, which is worse. So people.
Okay, that's not bad at all. Alright, so picking over the rest of these fools here, you find 10 gold pieces worth of dollars. So you find, I guess that would be about 30 bucks. 20, 30 bucks. Looks like these guys are maybe coming off of a score here, because that's no small amount. Now, in addition to that, though, you do notice on one of them, sorry, an interesting item that you hadn't spotted earlier because of, well, its property. He seems to be wearing a ring that looks distinctly magical.
Can I put the ring on?
You're welcome to. Are you sure you would like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, you put the ring on and your fingertip cuts out. No. So you put the ring on. It's a
I was
bit
waiting
large
for that.
you, so for you, maybe it's more of like a wristband almost. You like squeeze your hand through.
It's one of those like I got two fingers through it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Little duster. That sounds really uncomfortable given that it's circular.
Really
So
does.
you're gonna probably want to use the identify magic skill later, but for now, you notice that your items. You notice that your items, your armor, and sheathed weapons turn invisible.
Ooh. Nice.
So,
Where'd you go? What?
Well, I'm
yeah,
still
so
there. It's just my armor.
Yeah, the armor becomes invisible. Or
Naked,
you know
no.
what, yeah, it becomes invisible.
That's true. I'm naked.
So,
Son's just gonna be like, "Whoa, oh man, dude, that was sick as fuck. Where'd you get that?"
Dang.
He looks at the ground. Probably from there, right?
Where did it? No, I made it. Yes. Interesting.
Is that like yours though, or did you like take it from them? Because I don't. It's not like super nice.
Finders keep. But I don't think he'll be using it anytime soon. So.
Okay.
Well, if he asks for it back, I'll be sure to give it.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, you're just like holding onto it for him.
Well, I appreciate
Who
the help,
were those?
but I can't say I did not expect that. They first came to town. They definitely looked like trouble.
Oh, also,
I have
Yeah,
to.
for sure. I was
obviously, you can take
a little worried, but thankfully not too much harm came to anyone, and the village is good, so
He just looks at like the
thanks
hole
to
in
you.
his side, and it's just like
Yeah.
multiple bullet wounds. Just like
Nobody was
Thanks
really
to
hurt.
you,
yeah,
the kids are safe, the town is safe, and we really appreciate it, man. So thank you for fighting hard.
thanks,
Um.
thanks to I
Uh,
am safe.
Speaking of the kids,
At what?
Juan Diego seems to have
I know
calmed her
Emilio
down
was-
for now, and she is like, quietly licking some ice cream on the side, with like tears still kind of on her face. She just seems terrified. I'm so sorry. I mean, this is all my fault. I'll go find Rogelio.
Oh, it's not your fault, man. It
Where's
happens. And
the other
Yeah,
kid,
this is like
Jeff?
this fucking colossal dude with like covered
Yeah.
in scars, and he's just
Amber.
apologizing like so
Yeah.
much.
yeah,
it is
Son just
your
kind of
fault.
goes over and pats him on the back, just like, no, man, you know, you tried your best. You were there to keep them safe. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't know,
It's kind of.
but thank you. Ay. I'll go find Rogelio.
Okay.
All right, so he will disappear off. Oh, can you take Esmeralda to her parents, or should I find Rogelio first and then bring him over?
We could take her. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. And then he will start walking through, and disappear from your view, shouting, Rogelio, come back, and try to find him. So what are your characters gonna be up to right here?
I guess right after that, like the congratulations and stuff, like while like while Nizhoni is just like looting the shit out of the dead guys, like earlier Langford was like he was goofy merchantman, but the moment combat broke out, he like was like tensed up, like he was really jittery. I guess that's how he skinned the frightened effect that he got temporarily.
Yeah.
And then after it stops, he relaxes, but he's still on edge, and he kind of looks at the corpse of the guy he killed, and he just kind of mutters, "Shame it had to come to this." And then he's gonna turn to San or Ophi if they're there. I'm assuming they're there, and be like, "These banditos here. They ever come around this town before, or the first you've seen of the lacks of them?"
Not these people.
So-
Not very usual that we get a big.
I can't believe we killed them, though. It's such a strange feeling.
Is she talking to me?
Yeah, I mean, you just killed a bunch of dudes without
Oh,
like
yeah,
really
yeah,
being
yeah.
that
John
concerned
didn't
about
kill
it.
nobody.
You like not only did
Right.
Nizhoni like shoot two dudes and like dome two guys in one shot a piece, you also like shot a dude and then stabbed him on the ground with a bayonet. Like that's pretty fucking crazy.
Nizhoni's gonna
You
go
want-
and give everyone $5 or 2.5 gold pieces.
Sure.
Made a decent sell for today, and we will should find a place to stay for the night. It was nice to meet you. San, what is your name?
My name is Ophelia, but I heard your name was Nizhoni, right?
Rue. Yes.
Would you care for some first aid? I'm pretty experienced in medicine.
Eat shit. I don't need
Would you be knowledgeable on operating on a cactus man, though? I'm sure his anatomy might be quite different.
We could give it a shot.
All right.
Oh.
Well, I trust you. You seem pretty handy in magic, so I'm sure you could figure things out.
I appreciate that. So,
Well, Ophelia and San, you guys are still starving. So,
Yeah, but we
Oh.
also need to take the kid back. So San
Yeah.
is gonna
San is going to be
go
responsible.
with the. San is gonna
Cringe.
go with what was it, Esmeralda,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just lean down, and be like, "Okay, now, everything's been cleared, so we're gonna take you home now. Are you excited?" And just
She's
kind of,
terrified, but yeah.
okay,
She
he's
does
he's
really
gonna like
appreciate. Yeah.
he's
Go
gonna
ahead
like
and-
scoop her up in his arms and then try to like
Yeah.
carry.
So everyone is kind of reassured by your presence to an extent, and she does appreciate having this big dude taking care of her. That's markedly less scary looking. So you scoop her up in your big ass hands,
Plus he knows
and
her.
you, for all intents and purposes, you take her on back to the to her family, who will
Yeah.
thank you profusely, and they will try to offer you 2 silver. They don't have a lot of money.
He will not take it.
Well, are you gonna go with the whole group or just alone?
I think he's gonna go alone to bring Esmeralda back.
All right. Well then they will. Thank you so much. This makes a big difference. Anyways, then, long story short, they think Son will return. And the rest of you, where are y'all going? And so you're gonna treat wounds, I assume, on Nizhoni, and then Nizhoni, did you want to try to identify the item?
yeah.
Okay.
So I assume it's a like arcane item, or could it be an occult item?
It is
Perhaps?
unfortunately arcane.
Unlucky. Oh well. Well, they're the same anyway, so boom roasted.
Okay.
Oh.
Ta-da.
My God.
Okay,
The
I'm
ring
back.
of destruction. No. Well,
We're hungry, right?
nice meeting you. Perhaps.
Would you care to join San and I for a bite to eat?
I personally do not consume food of human variety, but
Langford. Maybe you're a little hungry.
certainly like the company.
I pat my stomach and, well, I suppose I wouldn't mind having a bite if you wouldn't mind having me and my compatriot here. Although, as he has said, he probably will not partake.
Hey, the more the merrier. Even if you're not eating, we're still sharing fun times. So we can all unwind after a job well done. And I'd love to show you around our town.